Hi, this is Kayla Murphy from the Fabric Garden in Madison, Maine and fabricgarden.com. One of the most popular questions I get asked as a Janome dealer is how do you stipple? How do you free motion? And I'd like to take a little time today and give you some of the tips that I like to share. We're working on a Janome 4300. It's a 7-inch opening, so it's not too big, just showing that any machine can stipple. I'd like to talk about setting your machine up. First off, if you do have a single needle plate, there are plates that have a smaller hole than the big hole, the utility plate. That would be a plate that would be helpful because the needle will only go down in one little spot, more for precision. We're also using a low tension bobbin holder. Everybody says, oh my Lord, the tension. Janome makes a separate tension bobbin for tension for free motion. Good for any of the machines. It just matters of what model you have. So I have that in the machine itself. Also, you're going to be sliding, right? Free motion, you're sliding, you're moving, right? We're not just letting the machine feed in. So I do like to use a Supreme slider. It's a Teflon-based product that you lay on the bed of your machine. And when you do that, you see a little hole here. You line that hole up with the opening of your plate. Most important is the foot, right? We're not using our regular utility foot. We're not using our feed dog, so we're not using our standard feet. What I'm showing today is the convertible free motion quilting set. The set comes with 3 different feet. This is a closed toe, so as I roll around, it's all closed. I'm going to be using my open toe, which is on the machine already. And it also comes with a very interesting called Echo foot. You can do parallel lines around a design, but more importantly nowadays, if you're stippling over layers like seam allowances or thicker fabrics, this foot kind of rolls over and doesn't get caught. So very cool. So you're going to screw this on just like your walking foot. Undo your screw and put that on your machine. So right now I have that in place. I'm going to take my fabric and I've layered up just a sample batting fabric on either edge. One of the most important things or much nice thing about this foot is, see this little wheel here? This wheel moves up and down so it adjusts to the height of the batting. We're not going to be hopping like a darning foot. We're going to be gliding nice and even with the foot. I'm going to put this down. My press of foot is down. So right now it's a little tight, right? I can't move too good. So if I roll up, if you see what's happening a little bit to this foot, it's actually being raised, and it raises all the way up like this. Now that's too high, right? You're going to be popping your stitches. What you're trying to do is just roll this foot down so that you can glide evenly like that. So the thicker your batting, the higher the foot, thinner the batting down. So just play with that for a minute. So now we're set up with the machine, right? We have a nice bobbin case if you can. We have a single needle plate. We have a nice foot on. We have a slider, and we're ready to go. Now let's talk about the machine, any machine. What you're going to do is hopefully you have either the needle up or needle down, because I'd like to have my needle stop down when I'm done, my stitching, so that if I do need to continue, I'm not going to break that line of thread. If I could say one thing about stippling, I want to get rid of all the variables on a machine. So all I have to do is move the fabric. So we already have needle down. The next thing is you have speed control, right? You can go either very slow or very fast. You have to find the speed that works with your movement. That way you're going to get the even stitches. A lot of people say, oh, I'm going to go slow. I'm going to go slow, and I'm going to show you what happens when you go too slow or too fast. So first off, I'm threaded up, just regular thread, nothing special. I am using my foot control instead of my stop-start because I want that control. So once I find that speed that I like, I'm just going to floor that foot. So right now I'm just going to start, my foot is down, and I'm going to just start to go, and I'm going to go slow. Right now my speed is on slow, and what's happening is I'm over pulling my fabric. My movement is faster than the machine, and you're going to end up with big, big stitches. Okay? Next thing, I'm going to go super fast. I'm going to go up high on the speed. And what happens is I'm moving, but I'm too tight. My stitches are too close. That is going to be almost like piercing the fabric. So I'm going to just kind of hit in the middle. And when I hit in the middle, what I'm looking for is to have even stitches matching my speed to my movement. And I found the speed I like, and I'm going to move because I just want to be very consistent in my movement. And my foot control or your stop start feature, you're going to just be pushing that all the way, so we don't have to worry about any of that. So that's a little bit of how an easy way to do free motion. There's a couple extra little tools I'm going to show you about. One is the fabric glide, and see how I'm kind of pushing down when I work like this? We have gloves we can talk about, and the fabric glide. And the fabric glide, basically, you just have a little bit of touch, and you're able to move very easily and consistently. So that's really nice without having pressure down on your project. So I've been doing kind of free-form stippling, or just kind of wondering where I'm going. So sometimes I have to think about where I'm going and the movement. If you're going to start to try this, or one thing I would suggest, go into your stash, because I know we all have stashes, and find a large scale print. Something where you can follow the outline. So number one, you're taking away where am I going? And all we have to do is wonder about the movement. So take a large scale print, layer it up, and we're going to do that next. Layered up my large scale print, so now I don't have to worry about where am I going. I have a pattern to follow, like color by number. So what I'm going to do is, now you're going to learn your movement either over, back. So I hope some of these tips will help you with your stippling or free motion project. One other little thing I want to show you, because our eyes are getting a little bit older, we do have an optional magnifier that can go into the machine itself. So when you are stippling or piecing or whatever, you can see a lot better with the magnifier in the front, or move it over to the side. So that's kind of a nice option you can get. So what can you do with stippling? First off, we're not going to start doing a queen size quilt. What I always suggest is just start a little project. Don't be overwhelmed. We have a couple here. A nice lady in the area, Nancy Bishop, did a lot of these samples. So if you look here around the polar bears, this is stippled, but it's just outline stippled around the edge of the design. So you're not necessarily doing all your curly stippling like that. So that's a really nice way to outline. This is raw edge applique, and we're doing stippling with straight edge quilting. Now you want to add a little bit of straight edge and stipple. Right here you can see Nancy did straight edge around the moose. Beautiful stippling in the border. She matched the colors of the thread to the fabric, so you don't have to be too crazy about things. And up in the sky, kind of followed the ombre look of the fabric. So there's a lot of different techniques that you can do, and the biggest thing I can say is don't be too critical. It's learning a whole new technique. You just gotta enjoy. So I hope you enjoyed. If you are in the Madison, Maine area, please stop into the Fabric Garden or stop at fabricgarden.com. Thanks so much.